Okay, we've got 2 problems to go. Complete the ratio table and plot the ordered pairs on a coordinate grid. First, I'm going to see I'm comparing water in cups to juice concentrate in ounces. I know that for every 1 cup of water, there are 6 ounces of juice concentrate in this recipe. Here I see I have 2 to 12, so that's that doubling effect. And now I need to see how many ounces of juice I need for 4 cups of water and for 12 cups of water. The first thing I'm going to do is see what number on this side I think I could multiply to get to that 4. I know that I could do 1 times 4. I could also do 2 times 2 to get to 4. I might start with 1 times 4 because that seems the easiest to me. If I do that, 1 is paired up with this 6, so I need to do 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And then I need to work with this 12 down here. I really could multiply from any of these values to get to 12. I might go from this 4. To go from 4 to 12, I need to multiply by 3, because 4 times 3 is 12. 24 times 3, which if you can't remember, you can do your math on the side. 24 times 3, 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 72. So that would be 72. Now I know I need to draw and plot the points on my coordinate grid. I don't think I'm gonna have room for that 72. It's pretty large, but that's okay. I can plot my other points. The first thing I want to do is label each axis. I know that this is Y, this is X, and then I showed you in class that I like to assign X and Y over my table so that I know which value is which. Now that I know water is X, I'm going to label water at the bottom, and then I'll just abbreviate it, JC, for juice concentrate on the side. Now let's see what I'm counting by. Looks like water is counting by 1, then 2, then 4. So it kind of jumps around a little bit. That's okay. I might go in here, look at my grid, and decide that could be 1. Kind of spacing it out because the grid is very small. That could be 2, 3, 4. And I think I'll probably only graph to 4. I could keep labeling it, but I'll probably stop there for time. And then my juice concentrate is counting by 6s. So I'm going to go on the side. Oops, I could have a 0 right here. Really, that'd be 0 for the X and for the Y. And I'm going to count by 6s. 6, lined up with that little line. 12, 18, 24, and I know that's as high as I'm actually going to need to go for this one. Now let's go to plot our points. I could write out my ordered pair. There isn't a box for me to do that, but I know that I would have 1, 6, because my ordered pair would be 1 for the X, 6 for the Y, and I move my ladder before I climb. So I'm going to go over to the 1, up 6, and plot a point, and it should be right where those lines intersect on the grid. My next ordered pair is 2, 12. Go over to 2, up to 12. Then I'm going to jump forward a little bit. I skipped 3, I'm going to go to 4, so I'm going to be really careful that when I start at my origin I make it all the way over to 4, and then I'm going to climb up to 24. And I could figure out where my point for 3 would be because I can see that that would form that nice straight diagonal line that I'm always looking for in a table of equivalent ratios. Now let's look at our next grouping. This time I have a horizontal table, which is okay, I can handle that, and another coordinate grid that I'm going to have to plot my points on. If I look at this, I don't know what this ratio represents, but I know it's a comparison of Coke to Sprite. So I know my Coke values are along here and my Sprite values are along here. the first thing that I see immediately, my brain jumps to, is to get from 3 to 6, I'm going to multiply by 2. And I know that if I'm multiplying that by 2, 3's buddy is 2 right here, so 2 times 2 would be 4. And then I can move on to the next box. I have a 6 provided for me, but I need to see what goes above it. For that, I could multiply from this 2. I go over here, and I know 2 times 3 is 6. And then 2's buddy is up here, is 3. So I would do 3 times 3, which would be 9, to give me that value. And my last value in the table is this 18, which looks like I have multiple options to get there. The closest one I see is to just double this 9. 9 times 2 is 18. So 6 times 2 would be 12. And I filled in my whole table. I'm going to draw and plot the points. This, I'm going to once again choose X and Y. In this case, I'll make X be my first, and then Y be my second. Here's 0. I know that's Y. This is X. And then X is going to be Coke. Y is going to be Sprite. And let's see what we're counting by so we can put our values in here. Coke looks like it's counting by 3s, and I think I might space it out a little more since I do have the room. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to label the 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then Sprite is counting by 2s. It does look like, once again, all my values won't make it on here, but that's okay. And I'll just count by 2s on here as well. 1, 2, counting my way up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then I'm out of room. Now we can plot our points. My ordered pairs are gonna look a little bit different. I might list them here if I wanted to. I'm gonna have 3, 2, 6, 4, whoops, 9, 6, and then 18, 12, which I don't think will fit on, but that's okay. I'll start with 3, 2. I'm gonna move my ladder before I climb. Start at 0, move over to 3, and climb up 2, right where they meet. Then 6, 4, move my ladder to 6, climb up 4. 9, 6, move my ladder over to 9, climb up to 6. And then 18 to 2 goes off my grid, but I could imagine what it would be by extending that line. And you can see, once again, my dots are all in a row, so I know I graphed it correctly.